Hey everybody, it's me, the Einstein on Wall Street, out here on the balcony of the New York Stock Exchange. I brought you everything with food, finance, fashion, fun, it all. I love to tell a human story. People who have done things that have sort of changed the world, and people who have committed themselves to tell their story and try and change the dynamic and the ceilings broken for everybody else out there, and share what they've learned about what life brings you and what you can do and all the opportunities. It's all about humans and opportunity. That's what this whole game's about. You can throw in a little bit of kindness and love along the way, but that's kind of fun. So I'm bringing you today Priya Milani. She is going to tell you all about her. I've known her for a while, and we've never had a chance to actually talk. So this is going to be the beginning of something special. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So I just got interviewed for her podcast called The F Word. I'm going to leave that up to you. You can figure that out. It is not a X-rated show. So anyway, so tell me about you. I want to know you. I want to know you at like 15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go way back. So growing up, I actually studied to be a ballerina.
Wow. Okay.
I started dancing when I was like 3-4 years old,
Okay.
but I take everything very seriously.
Good.
So
You can tell.
right, real intense. I'm a
Yep.
New Yorker too.
Yeah.
So started at Joffrey in Greenwich Village.
Wow.
Yep. And trained all over the world. Went to Russia. I've trained in Pennsylvania. There's an amazing ballet school there.
But
ballet specifically.
Classic ballet.
Classical
Awesome.
ballet. I mean, when you're young, you start. That's pretty good. When you're young, you do tap jazz ballet, but obviously most people eventually find a lane. For me, it was ballet. I never saw corporate professional world like in my purview. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be a professional ballerina. I want to dance with the New York City Ballet. They were like, hell no, we will not have you. So I ended up dancing with an amazingly prestigious regional company called the Atlanta Ballet down in Georgia. And so that was my life. Was all
you grew up here in
Yep,
New York.
I grew up mostly in New York, Westchester. You know, once they have your parents have kids in the city, they got to take you to New Jersey or Connecticut or Westchester. It's just that's what happens. And so my whole my teenage years was studying ballet professionally until I made it onto the professional scene. And then my body kind of fell apart, my hips, my knees. I was like, oh, I'm too old for this. So I retired, went to college, got an internship with Merrill Lynch.
Wow, okay.
And the rest is history.
Awesome. I love that. So, you know, I love the dance part. Dance is really important. You look like
I'm
you're
not
so
shy
good.
in front of a camera.
No, I can tell
Good to
that.
be on stage.
Good. And dancing is important. So let's go. So Merrill Lynch, and then...
Worked in wealth management. And then, so that was actually still in Atlanta.
What's your father do?
My father was a child and adolescent psychiatrist.
And your mother?
My mother was a stay-at-home mom. She has her master's in French literature. And so it was a very interesting dynamic. They were an arranged marriage, knew each other for about 2 weeks.
Really?
My dad was in New York doing his residency at St. Vincent's, and they were like, hey, come back. We found you a bride. And so he went home to India, to Bombay, and met my mom, proposed,
Are they both
got
Indian?
married. They're both Indian. I know, yeah. They're both from Bombay, and
Did they have one wild traditional wedding?
they did. They did.
Really?
1,000 people.
Elephants,
It's
the
a
whole
village.
business.
It's a whole village.
Yeah, I
Bring
love
more
that.
the merrier.
Yes.
So, and I'm the eldest of 3 girls. I feel like my life. This is my family tree. I should draw it out. I'm the eldest of 3 girls. We all danced, and so I was saying Merrill Lynch, wealth management in Atlanta. Then I moved to New York. Worked at the World Financial Headquarters, and I was doing capital. I was on the capital markets floor doing structured products. So I sold. Derivative-based investments into the financial advisory channel. And I love doing that. That was like one of my most favorite moments in my career. And that was so fun. It was very competitive. It's a male-dominated environment, but I don't shy away.
I can see you kicking ass on a trading desk back in 2000.
Yeah, what do you got going on there? Okay, I see your million.
Yeah. I'll raise you a million.
Exactly. Along the way, though, I kind of realized, wow, from my background in advisory and wealth management, I was like, getting a lot of friends who were asking me simple questions like, what's a 401k? Should I use the Roth 401k? What's a brokerage account? What should I do with my RSUs? Simple questions like, oh, I'm getting married. Should I merge finances with my significant other? And I couldn't help them formally at Merrill because they didn't have a lot of money. They were in their 30s. They were my friends, like late 20s, early 30s. And that was when the idea for Stash Wealth started percolating. And I was like, oh my God, why doesn't anybody help these people? And so I started my company, Stash Wealth, about 15 years ago. And our sole focus is to help 30-somethings get their financial shit together.
And it's amazing, even in this world, that 30-somethings do not have their shit together.
Yeah.
Even 40s and 50s
well, also
don't
true.
have their shit together.
Yeah. Our clients are ambitious, right? They're crushing it in every aspect of their life. But the finance stuff isn't really taught. So they're making six figures. They're doing all these incredible things.
Yeah.
They're traveling, Croatian Yacht Week. You know, they're like all over the world, but they're like, oh my God, I kind of feel like I'm faking it when it comes to my money because I'm still living paycheck to paycheck, and I don't understand why all my friends can do these things that look so fascinating with their money, and I feel like I don't have enough. I never feel like I have enough.
Yeah.
And so we're all about financial planning, designing your lifestyle first. Keep your avocado toast, keep your latte, keep your lifestyle, but also get your financial shit together so you don't turn around in a couple years kicking yourself.
Right.
Wishing you had done it earlier.
I absolutely
that's
love
the idea.
That, so, you know, it's funny. There's a lady named Allison Cossack, who is a CNN reporter, who just recently wrote a book, and it's for women. Did I give you a copy of it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's fine. So she was married, and she was a financial reporter, one of the top ones, and then she ended up getting a divorce, and suddenly she found herself, even though her whole life was bound on finance and talking about finance and whatnot, she also did not have any relationship to her money and to what it means to plan with money, right? Yeah. And look, I've been here for a while, and it's a funny thing. People have money does a funny thing to people.
It really does.
Right. And even people with a lot of money can often live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And so that whole planning thing. I am just now, right, with multiple streams of revenue, trying to figure out how to make money for me, right? That's how people become wealthy, right? Is when people's money works for them. It's right. It's not a matter of, that's the bottom line. And that's not an easy thing to do.
Totally.
Right. And also, I mean, that's one of the things that I always talk about is the fact that if you think about it, if we just put aside that we are the greatest consumer generation in the world. We love to spend, and we spend without really thinking about it. And then at the end of the day, we don't really give money a chance to work. And so that's super important. So
which is why I love your line. Don't buy stuff, buy stocks.
100%. And
but
it's a mindset that people really need to do.
Yeah.
And the minute that sort of, ticks for you, it works. It makes perfect sense. And even dollar cost average, just a matter of that there are so many different instruments that people can do to put aside. Look, I know that if money is, if I have it in my pocket or my bank account, I will spend it. But if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. And so if I can find somebody, and I found somebody to take it away from me and like do something with it that I don't know anything about. Because historically, I've never owned, up until recently, I've never owned a share of stock in my life. And nobody believe, like, what do you mean? You've been on Wall Street for all these years. So the bottom line is I built this strategy trading the S&P 500. So I am not allowed to be in a stock for a customer and for myself in a 30-day period.
Sure.
And so I'm in every stock in the S&P every day. So years ago, I just said, you know what? I make a good enough living as a commission broker. I'm just not going to invest. I ended up, paying my kids through college. They graduated without any debt, and that's where I spent my money. But there, I wish I had done things a little bit differently. So you have this, you have the company, and the company's doing well.
Yeah, the company's well. We're a national brand. We have clients in almost 40 states, and we do virtual financial planning. We pair you up with a dedicated financial CFP, and they overhaul your entire financial life, which is a lot less scary than it sounds. But really, just give you the answers to your questions and set the strategy. Like, how should you be living? What kind of lifestyle can you afford? How should you be thinking about merging finances with your significant other? Should you buy a house? Does it make sense? Like, how much can you really spend on travel? All the things. Yeah. 30s are the most important time in your life to get a plan together, because it's when that's when you can set the track, right? You can set the train on the track and then boom. Yeah. But if you wait till your 40s, you do have to do more course correction and playing catch up, and that's just not a lot of fun.
That's when you're either deciding whether to start a family as well, which is a big thing, and or buy a house, or you're ending up in your career. Is it? So I always understood that like multiple streams of revenue are a big way to make money. That's kind of where I'm trying to go with it. That's super important, and let your money work for you.
Absolutely.
Right? That's how wealthy people become.
Everyone wants a passive income streams.
Exactly.
The first thing first, though, like learn how to control your high earning income, learn how to get the most out of it, learn how to leverage it, and then yes, add in, because I don't necessarily see from the thousands of clients we've worked with across the country, getting more money doesn't help you get rich. Your money habits go with you. And so if you have money habits when you're making 200,000, those will be the same money habits when you're making 400, 600, 800, whatever. So adding more passive income streams is not necessarily the way to get your financial shit together. You really need those habits as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. It's so exciting. Men versus women, more.
We're 50-50, gender neutral brand. Your money does not care. Stocks do not care if you're man, woman, whatever.
But from your experience, are women more savvy about their money, or are men, or is it?
The trend we've seen is actually women are leading the charge to want to get their financial shit together. And, you know, the husbands are coming along, husbands, wives, whatever. But we do definitely see women's leading the charge. And some people feel like they're getting roped into it. But listen, getting your financial shit together is actually a lot of fun because it shows you how to use your money to do more. And it's not as scary as you think.
Doing a lot more with
and
your
you can,
lives,
you truly can.
And 30 is definitely
even
the
when
spot to do it.
Totally. Even if you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, we do it all day, every day. We show people like, no, you can do this, do that. You put intention behind your money.
Right.
You can do so much more with it.
Awesome. Well, I love that. I'm so happy that you're here and you're doing that. And, you know, and it's funny because that's one thing I still don't even know about, right? I mean, I do what I do. I know what I know, but that's a specialty that I have absolutely no idea about. I just finally met somebody who I felt, and, you know, there's a trust factor too, right? People don't want to open the, you know, the window to their stuff. Also, sometimes you don't want to look at what you haven't been doing for the last 10 years and play catch up and all that stuff. You know what? So there's no time like now. So anybody check out Stash Wealth. And what else are you doing with yourself besides that? What do you do for fun?
I volunteer in Greenwich Village. I started trapeze classes the other day, a la Sex in the City. Travel a lot. Living my best life. You know Einstein?
It's amazing.
The trader and the investor. Who would have thought?
You know what? It's all a matter of like having fun, being kind to other people, and letting your money grow for you. You're a sweetheart and I love you. Thank you for coming. This is Raised Like Einstein, Money News Network. That's all I got to say about that.